Oh, hey, oh, take off my mask. How's it going? Yeah, so shout out to Isaac. Thanks. I didn't realize my two videos that I skipped out on the first couple problems, right? That's so crazy. So I thought my 1 and 2 videos, but they were just 17, 19, and 20. That's crazy. Sorry about that. So here's definitely the first few problems to help you get going there. So the first 4 problems are a little bit different than the rest of the assignment. The first 4 problems are just going to use multiplication and just multiplying straight across, right? Just multiplying straight across. So basically, like number 1, you're going to go ahead and just take like 8 times 19. So you can use your calculator if you need to there. So you're going to go, whoa. So you're going to go 8 times 19 is 152. And then 15x times 18, you got to leave the x off and just do 15 times 18. You get 270. And so then, just do 15 times 18. 15 times 18 is 270. And then just going to kind of bring the x on there, right? Just bring the x on there. Just bring it with it for the ride. Okay, last but not least, if you can reduce it, you need to make sure to simplify, make sure you reduce it. And that means divide by 2, divide by 2. And so we're going to divide by 2, and when you do that, you get 76 over 135. And the calculator can actually do that. How it can do that is by taking the, without the x, taking the 152, dividing by the 270, there we go. And then we can go and put math button and then fraction. So math and then option number 1, so fraction, and that'll reduce it for you. Or you can just divide 152 divided by 2, you get 76. Divide 270 divided by 2, you get 135x. Beautiful. Okay, but don't forget to bring the x along for the ride. Okay, then the exclusions are basically what makes x 0 in the bottom. Okay. So what that means is basically whatever x is, can x be 1? Yes, because 15 times 1 is 15, times 18 is 270. But what if x is a 0? Well, if x is a 0, then 15 times 0, 15 times 0 is just 0. And then 0 times 18 is just 0. And can you ever divide by a 0? No, you cannot divide by a 0. Let's show it to you. So we had maybe 8 times 19 was 152. If you plug in a 0 for x, you're going to divide by a 0 eventually. No, you want to see it? Let's show it to you. So 15 times 0, and then times 18. So that's going to be 0 in the bottom. And that means error, error in the calculator. So we cannot do it. And so that just means that x equals 0 is called an exclusion. And so it's an exclusion basically means the problem cannot include 0. So you'll see that on Canvas, the exclusions. So exclusions, so we can't have 0. So now you're going to look for Canvas, 76 over 135x in Canvas. So we're going to go to Math 3. We're going to jump to Canvas 3.1. And you're going to look for your answer there. Don't forget to watch all my videos. And so we're going to go to 1. And now there are some answers that are definitely wrong in here. So be careful. Whoa. So be careful. There are some distractors that are wrong answers with wrong exclusions. So we're looking for 76 over 135x, because that's the reduced answer, with an exclusion of 0. There it is, 76 divided by 135x, exclusion 0. Cool. Okay, so number 12, we're going to multiply straight across again. So 11 times 17, or use a dot if you want for times, is 187. And then we do have n to the third power, because there's n to the third power. And then we do have n to the bottom. Now, before you cancel out those n's, you actually need to make sure that your exclusion is something again. And again, these first 4 problems, your exclusion, n will just be can equal 0. So our exclusion is n can equal 0. Then, after you do that, we can reduce it. So as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 ends up here for n to the third power. One of them cancels on the bottom, leaving us with just an n squared. So our final answer is 187 n squared divided by 228. And our exclusion as well that goes with that is 0. The exclusion is 0. Now when you get to division, which is not just straight over multiplication, division, you're going to have to flip and multiply, okay? You're going to flip and multiply. And again, here are the steps for you to take notes with. So number 1, you're going to factor it. And then step 1.5, you're going to divide and then flip it. So KFC, keep the first term, right? Keep the first term. Then the C stands for change the sign. And then the F stands for flip it. And we're going to show you that right now. Okay, so keep, change, flip. And then you'll list the exclusions, and then you'll simplify, cancel stuff out. Okay, so for number 3, again, the reason why we're gonna flip it is take a look. You have 2m over 8m all over 7 over 6, right? All over 7 over 6. And so how in the heck can you divide a fraction over a fraction? That just sounds impossible. Well, 7 over 6, which just came from this guy right here. So 7 over 6, you're going to be able to do this problem, you're going to have to multiply it by its reciprocal, 6 over 7. And if you do it to the bottom, you have to do it to the top. And then the 7 divided by 7 divided by 7 will become a 1. 6 divided by 6 will become 1. They'll go away. And then all you're left with is the second term flipped and multiplied, right? And that's why we're going to keep the first, change the sign to multiplication, and then flip the second. Nice. Okay, so now when we do this, here we go. You're going to do 2 times 6 is 12. The m comes along for the ride. 8 times 7 is 56. The m is still being multiplied in there. Then the exclusion is, remember, m can't equal what? 0. M can't equal 0. N can't equal 0. So those are our exclusions. Those are our exclusions for these first 4 problems. Now, can we reduce that? Yes, we can. What are they both? Divisible by 2. Something bigger. Yeah, 4. Good job. So we're going to divide by 4, divide by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. And 56 divided by 4 is, is it 14? I think it's 14. And then the m's just cancel because anything divided by itself is just a 1 and goes away. So our answer there is 3 over 14 with our exclusion m can equal 0. So you'll go to Canvas, you go to question 3, and you're looking for 3 over 14 with an exclusion of 0. 3 over 14. I can't, there it is. Nice. Okay, so then you try number 4. Remember to flip and multiply. Combine the n's to the 5th power. Okay, now when you get to these problems, you want to list the exclusion. It's already factored out. Remember the steps? So factor it. This is especially important on the back side. So factor it. And then we're going to flip it, list exclusions, simplify, cancel stuff out. Well, it's already been factored. Do we need to flip it? No, because it's multiplication. But we can list the exclusions and cancel stuff out. So the exclusions now is going to be different. In this one, it's not necessarily going to be 0 because we have a plus going on or we have a minus going on, and that is going to change our exclusions dramatically. That's actually going to be a number now. So basically the easiest way to do it is like x plus 7 cannot equal 0, right? So we're going to go to minus 7 to both sides. Remember that x can't be 0. So when you minus it to the other side, that means that x cannot equal negative 7. And that's one of our exclusions. Now the other exclusion has to do with this other number in the bottom. But I'm going to do it differently. Instead of setting it not equal to 0 like I just did, I'm just going to guess. What do you think? What's going to make this equal 0 and that's going to be a problem? Well, the opposite sign, a negative 5. Right? Because negative 5 plus 5 is 0. So that means that x cannot be negative 5 because that would make it 0 in the bottom, and we cannot divide by 0. So those are our two exclusions. Again, this one, m cannot equal -7, and m cannot equal a positive 8, because 8 minus 8 is 0, and then the whole thing becomes 0, and then you can't divide by 0. So m is going to be the other exclusion for this one. And now all you have to do is cancel stuff out that are the same, top and bottom, or diagonally. So what does the squared mean? The squared simply means that there is x plus 7. There's actually 2 of them. So that means that there's 2 of them. X plus 7 all squared means 2 of them. So this one then will go ahead and cancel with this one. And this x plus 7 will cancel with this one. Oh my goodness. And this x plus 5 will also, because x plus 5 divided by x plus 5 means 1. And so they don't really cancel out. They just become a 1. Anything divided by itself becomes a 1. So our final answer for number 5 is x minus 8 with the exclusions -7, -5. So now we'll go to number 5, and we'll look for x minus 8 with the exclusions. There's an x minus 8. No, that's got x plus 10 in it. So we're looking for an x minus 8. X minus 8. Not m minus 8, x minus 8. So now we have an x minus 8. There it is, exclusions 5 and 7. So is that kind of making more sense now? Oop, yep, -5, -7. Did I get the right exclusions? Oh, that's a +5, +7. Careful. Tricky, Nooble, tricky. Make sure you do get the right exclusions now, okay? So x minus 8 again with the -5. No, that's -5. Wait, is it -5 and +7? -5 and... No, they're both negative, Nooble. You are not choosing the right answer. So this shows you how tricky this actually is. Look for the x minus 8 with the right exclusions. A -5 and a -7. There's the right answer. So watch out. It'll mark you wrong otherwise. Be careful. Okay, awesome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Ooh, we have time for one more. So really quick now. If you're doing division, that means you're going to have to flip and multiply, right? Flip and multiply. And so when we say flip and multiply, that means that like the v plus 8 and the v plus 10 are going to come up here. Division becomes multiplication. And then the v plus 8 up there comes down here, right? Okay. And then again, our exclusions are from here a -4. So v cannot be a -4. It cannot be a +8. Over here, it could also not be a -8, or here, -8. So that's another exclusion. And then +8, good. Yep, that's an exclusion. And then also a -10. Even though it flipped up there, it was down here in the beginning. So be careful. There are several exclusions. Be careful. So that means for this, you actually have to look in 3 places for the exclusions. 3, like here and here and here. So 3 places that you have to look for the exclusions. Okay, so now that we did that, we can cross stuff out. So the v minus 8 cancels. The v plus 4 does not cancel. The v plus 8 cancels here and here. So all we're left with is a v plus 10 over a v plus 4. And that's our answer, v plus 10 over v plus 4. Cool, thanks for watching. Thanks for flipping multiplying. Thanks for doing your exclusions first. And thanks for learning and acing, multiplying, and dividing rationals. You're the best. Peace out.